with the scary ladies.
Okay. What did we think of the second part? OMG.
I'm so intrigued.
I wanted to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oof. There's just so much. Let's see.
I'm really into it. I started reading it late because I figured I wouldn't make it last week, but I was reading it all this week and I'm like, oh cool, I get to read like a nice big chunk and I wanted to keep reading. I didn't though.
Yeah.
There's just, I don't even know where to begin because I feel like, I don't know. I don't even know. Let me just.
Do we think that she is
alive?
I mean, I think she's more with it than.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I think
for
she's
sure.
with it.
Mm-hmm.
But
For
who else
sure.
knows? Besides probably the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously they're not gonna believe a 5. He's 5, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5-year-old. They're gonna be like, oh no, he's he's imagining stuff, or he wished, But I think she's alive too. And that whole knife situation, do you think she's trying to kill him?
I think so, or injure.
Or the other girl, the author, the narrator.
Oh.
What's her name? Lowen.
Lowen, yeah.
I agree because she's so jealous, right? That's the whole like vibe that we're getting, and kind of like psycho. What is it called? Psychopath. It could be she's trying to like ruin everything for Jeremy. Like maybe she still loves him, but she wants to take everything away because she's so jealous. If she is cognizant and capable of speech, then maybe she's coercing like the younger one to like do something bad later. I don't know. And he's so young that he'll do whatever because it's his mom,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And I feel
maybe
like
she's
she
like,
might
this
like
is our.
the little boy because it looks like him, or he looks like him.
Mm.
Mm.
I'm just a little confused. Like, if she hated having children, why did she have another one?
I feel.
I think she had a say.
Yeah, but I feel like where we left off. What if she ends up pregnant from that? That's what I think, and that's how Crew came in. But I don't know. Did they say how old the girls were when they died, or at least the most recent one?
I think there's a little more of a gap because at this point the kids are still like a few weeks old, right?
Yeah.
She's like, he just went back to work and I was sleeping all day.
Yeah.
Turned off their baby. Oh my god.
I know that's terrible, but I do feel for her as a twin mom. Like how she's like that first page of that chapter where she's like, there's 2 of them. So even if we're both changing every diaper, like feeding every time, like you don't get a break.
Yeah. I was thinking about you, Julie. I was like, oh my goodness, you wanted to book a
twin
twins, and look, we got twins.
I know. I was
like, yeah, twins. It worked out.
Yeah, that is true.
It's obviously not as nice as the other one we had, but
But I was like, I can sympathize with her, but
yeah.
There's another book called Rebecca. It's older, but it's also like a murder suspense romantic one. And there's a series on Netflix in case anyone is interested. I think it was a good adaptation, but in that movie, there's also like this older lady that took care of like the wife, and I won't say all, but the older lady is there. Someone else comes in. She acts really creepy towards her. So the nurse was kind of reminding me of that character in the other novel, like overprotective. And later on, she seemed okay, but at the beginning, I was also thinking, like, what if the nurse is in on it, or what if they knew each other from before, or there's something in it for her, like maybe a secret contract, like if you do this and I live this long, like you'll get this amount of money or something. I don't know.
I feel like that could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because that's just so random.
I'm very suspicious. I'm suspicious of the dude. I'm very suspicious of Jeremy because he is too perfect and too kind, and I don't know why he is falling for Lowen for like nothing. Like, it's very weird considering he's supposed to be this like super gorgeous, perfect man.
Mm-hmm.
And I just know, I feel like there's a twist, and I feel like it's with him, and I don't buy this perfect facade.
Yeah. I don't know what it is, but I also feel like there's something about him. Like the fact that maybe Verity does have some issues, but I also feel like, what if Jeremy has something, like some sort of power, or like, I don't know, that just like makes him go crazy. Like Lauren out of nowhere just is starting to get deeper and deeper into it. And maybe it is Verity's writing and all that stuff, but I'm like you said, he's a little too clean for all this darkness around him, like I think something's up with him too.
I
Maybe
think
that's what the knife is for. It's a
Ooh.
sort of like protection.
Oh.
Like
I-
maybe she's lying that she really can move. What maybe it was her waving at Crew from the window. Like maybe she is the one moving in the middle of the night, like
And
tiptoeing.
the TV that was
The
turned
TV.
on.
Oh, that's what gave me the creeps.
Yeah. Like, okay, who cares if you leave the TV on? But then obviously they're like, oh, it was off. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Do you think Jeremy figured out that Verity didn't want the twins or harm the twins, and maybe I think she killed them, and maybe he caused the car accident, and he thought she would become all the way dead, so he wouldn't have to worry about her, or he'll have his revenge for the twins. But she didn't die all the way, and now he has to put up with her. So that's his big secret, and maybe that's why he's trying to seem like on the level so much. And maybe Verity knows that he caused the accident, so now she's secretly trying to get back at him. So it's like this secret, quiet war because they can't really communicate, and now the others are kind of in the middle of it.
Yeah, Lowen's just thrown into this.
She's oof. That could be a possibility, especially because like everything was there in her office. There's no way he didn't go snooping. There's no way. I mean, especially when they mentioned that he liked her writing and stuff like that. I feel like, knowing that he's a fan, I think he would go looking into his, like, her newer stuff. Why not? Why wouldn't you, get a sneak peek? And if the manuscript was there.
I mean, he kind of did that about her first book, right? Like he kind of was like, "Let me read it. I want to read it."
Like he was kind of obsessed.
Yeah, like he kind of like weirdly quit his job for her to like focus on her career. He's like, "Oh, you're going to be famous. You're going to be huge." Like that's weird.
It kind of goes
But I
off
also
of.
think. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go
Karina,
ahead.
you're the one who said that you
Want
think
more?
he caused the accident, right? Her car accident. So, what if they're like playing this game, him and Verity? Like she's pretending she's more sick than she is, and he kind of knows. So he brought in this girl that he knows she'll be very jealous of. Like he's aware of all of it, and that's why. Because why else bring in this woman?
Yeah,
That's
so
the only
confused.
thing that might make her break her facade, because she's going to become so insanely jealous. That could be. That's a good prediction.
What I don't get is she's still kind of like kind of crazy. I feel like because like she didn't like the things that she did during her pregnancy, like just certain like emotions she was feeling, like, certain actions she did. I was like kind of convinced that I was like, okay, she's not so innocent either. Like I feel like it could be like Julia, where you're saying you think it's Jeremy. I feel like it's like she's sus. I don't know.
Well,
That's just like me.
So a sociopath or psychopath? Or one like detached from emotions?
I think it's
I think psychopath.
But if you notice,
Google
Crew
it.
kind of has like similar, like he's very like unemotional. Like he's kind of just like, when my sisters died, like he's kind of just like does it like nothing.
And then like the reaction to the pictures.
Yeah.
And mentioning the deaths, and Jeremy had just said, oh, he never mentions it. He was in therapy, but he's okay. But now he's
That doesn't
kind of like
okay.
brought it up, and I'm like, and the way he reacted, I'm like, oh, that's not okay. Like, I don't know. They're all just
Yeah,
kind
he's
of.
trying to hit on
They're
Lowen
all
after like all these things have his wife and his 2 daughters. I just feel maybe that's just the male brain, but I don't know.
So cute.
I also thought it was, and maybe this was just me, but in her book, in Verity's autobiography, Jeremy to me comes off much more intense and much more like kind of, I don't know, a little bit more deviant than, and this just could be the narrators because maybe Lowen just sees him as this like perfect family man, and maybe he changed also, but like he just seems so possessive in these like in the autobiography. And then when Lowen's describing him, he's just like so kind and like so courteous, and I'm like, that doesn't like track with the guy that like wanted to have sex in a random limo with a girl he just met. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was many
true.
years before, so you can
Mhm.
change, but like, I don't know.
I looked up the meaning of the word verity, and it means truths. So it's probably going off that, like the truth is skewed throughout the book.
Mm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I like that they went to Target.
Yeah, I know. I thought that was funny.
Although I wouldn't get my produce from Target unless I really had to. I thought that was kind of strange.
It's not the best.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Better deal somewhere else. Better food. But that was funny. I was like, did they really?
And like her friends like hated him. That was interesting.
Mhm.
Maybe they
Like, he
suspect.
hated them.
Yeah, he's being kind of
yeah.
bitchy.
Hmm. Yeah, it was like a
Yeah.
side of the deviancy part of him coming out for like a hot second.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
And like, why are they being so hush hush about her condition? You know,
Mhm.
is it all money related? So he can get the money from her book?
Mm.
Well, the other thing is these nurses. Do you think they're actual nurses or like actresses?
Ooh,
Mm.
I did not think of that.
Huh.
And they're all this is just a ploy for Lowen. Like everyone in the world knows that Verity's fine, kind of. Like
Huh.
she's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if Jeremy ends up the one that manipulated Verity somehow, even though, you know, we agree from what we read from her autobiography that she seems really twisted, like maybe it's both of them. And then Lowen will be like the next one, you know, because she also is a writer and she has some similar qualities to Verity.
It is kind of strange that they're keeping it so hush hush when she apparently will never recover. So they're
Mhm.
going to have to share it eventually. So why? I think the theory about like some kind of money thing is interesting. Because that would make sense if it's like some kind of legal thing or like a money thing. Like, why else would they keep it so secret?
Yeah, it's like there's so much we don't know, and yeah, something's weird about the nurse.
With that, do you think maybe Jeremy, if he ends up being this evil person and the one kind of doing things to Verity and she's over here trying to protect herself, what if he's trying to kill her off at some point? Get the money for the lost books and then kill her off. So maybe they're like, oh, you know, like, I don't know if they're going to try and do another accident or just be like, oh, something happened and she just died, you know?
That's what I would do.
But
If she was my wife after what she did.
ugh, yeah, that's intense. I
But we
feel
also
like
don't know.
What?
We don't know she well, we probably she did.
Yeah,
What happened to the 2 girls?
that's what I was just gonna say. I was like, I feel like she killed them.
Mhm.
And then, like, even when Jeremy was saying, like, oh, after they died and then Verity's accident happened, I was mad at her. Because I feel like maybe at that point, he already knew that she wanted the attention and then, you know, did it on purpose. I can see that. And maybe
Right.
How did the girls die again?
one of
Because I know
them,
they weren't like they were kind of separate, right? Like they were
Yeah.
shortly after one another, but
One of them was the allergy, right?
Mhm.
And another one was found in the lake or pond.
Yeah, like drowning or
Yeah.
something.
Drowning. Yeah.
You're
Which all those I think can be like Verity could do that. Easily give her a peanut or something and just leave her on the lake or a pond. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Possible.
she's capable of. I feel like she's capable of anything.
yeah. Oof. It's dark. She's dark.
Definitely very dark.
Yeah, I'm still confused about the knife scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because where was Jeremy when that happened? He was outside.
I think
Yes.
so.
she had to get down. Like what's her name? Verity had to get down to pick it up. Like there's no other way. Like it was literally maybe like 2 minutes that she was by herself.
Mhm.
Like in that time that she had crew and was like holding a napkin or whatever to his chin.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't that long. Like nobody else was there. Not unless Jeremy went into the room to hide the knife in that time before going into the bathroom. But like she
Yeah.
heard him running up the stairs.
Maybe Verity to kill Q and somehow blame it on Lowen too. That's another possibility I'm seeing. If she wants to ruin like Jeremy's life, and if she thinks that he has like a romantic interest in Lowen, then maybe he'll try to, take care of both her and the kid at the same time. And for the book, if
What
she
if
did,
Jeremy left it for her to like step on or something?
oh yeah,
I don't know.
I
I
wonder.
think that given her like determination to do the abortion, and which is like, that's a very scary thing to attempt to do to yourself,
Mhm.
that her like pretending to be in a comatose state, I feel like she has the dedication.
That's what I was also thinking. Yes. I'm like, what if she was able to do all this with the kid when she was pregnant and even considering delivering early, I'm like, what are you like, okay, crazy? I feel like she's faking it. And obviously for the attention, but I'm like, really? To the point where like you literally can't do anything? But I don't know, like how do you not just like fall out of it and move or speak?
Like
I don't know.
she's having people feed her.
Exactly. How does she like robotically move her jaw? How they were saying like that's a lot to
Okay, but
commit
she's
to.
moved her head like to tell Lowen like I'm seeing you. Like, there's a couple times where she's like just straight like making eye contact.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that's fucking creepy. I can't even look out this window. It's right here. Someone's
out.
staring at me.
It was really creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know. What if Jeremy wrote that manuscript? I'm just like, because you know how she's like, oh, how do you meet? And he told like the whole exact story, and I don't know.
Think about that.
Like, she probably wrote it and she's crazy, but I don't know. What if he's writing this stuff to make her look crazy? But yeah, he's the crazy one.
Oh
I
gosh.
don't
What does
That
he
would
do?
explain the knife, why she has the knife, like you guys were saying before. He was just some rando guy, right? That she met.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen You, the TV
Yes.
show?
Oh my god.
No.
He's like Joe.
Like he plotted like the way that they're meeting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how did he really get into that party? We know how she got in.
Yeah.
What does he do for his work? Do we know?
He was a
Real
realtor.
estate.
Yeah, like before when the girls were born.
But then he went to LA.
Yeah,
And
for what?
He said for work, but we don't know what exact. We can't remember exactly what was said. but very little detail.
Right. I wish we had some more background around him because I feel it would be easier to make a prediction about him. If you're in real estate and you're successful, I feel like you have to be good at talking to people to convince them like to buy a house or something. And so that makes me think maybe he's good at like convincing people or manipulating people. But I feel like there's not enough evidence to really justify it.
Is anyone else wondering if Lowen's sleepwalking and her apparent injury, probably from sleepwalking, is going to come into play, and if there's not some like hidden dimension to her as well, where she's not like as good as she's, I don't know, they keep bringing that up, and I really don't know what they're going to do with it, because so far she seems like she's like just kind of gullible and going into it like, but they keep bringing it up.
Yeah, exactly. They did mention the whole, and I think we mentioned it before too, that it happened when she was younger, and then she was worried about the lock, and they're like, oh, and then she mentioned it again, saying like, oh, he put the lock, and it's not because I'm scared of them or the house or whatever, it's to protect them of me. And I'm like, okay, you're giving us little hints, but not enough to be like, or like remember and be like, oh girl, something's actually wrong with you too, because I think she said something about blood, right? Yeah, so I'm like,
yeah, like she cut herself, or maybe her mom cut her, but when she was sleepwalking. That made me think of something though. Do you think that Jeremy chose Lois because of her background and knowing that she kind of maybe doesn't have extended family because her mom just died, so like nobody that's going to be concerned and looking for her? And number two, she's hella broke. So I mean, I think it's creepy that she's staying there for so long. I personally would not be that comfortable staying with someone I don't know. But it's like because she kind of has to, and he did her own. So he knows that she's vulnerable. Maybe Verity knows too. I'm not sure how much, but I wonder if maybe that's also why he picked her, because of those vulnerabilities. Like she'll be gullible and she'll be like an easy pawn in the plan.
Yeah, because it's so weird. Like he doesn't even ask. He doesn't even ask her like, how's it going, or with the research, and so random.
I feel like go ahead.
Oh, and she had all those outlines on her laptop of all the other books. Like you'd think she would have started outlining these books, but it's almost like every trace of these 3 books is like there's nothing for her. All that is this manuscript.
What if Jeremy messed him up?
Or he took them?
What if she was telling him the truth with like the manuscripts, and he's like, I'm only gonna leave this part and make the rest disappear?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But like, what's the point of, like, what's the motive besides like finishing the books and getting the money? But like, I don't know.
I think revenge on Verity for what I don't know.
Kill her daughters.
I had another idea. I was thinking about what you guys were saying about like, does she truly have to be alive for the books to be written and the money and things like that? I'm wondering, like, because if they let it loose on the news that she's dead, I feel like that would devalue whatever books might come out or might have come out. So maybe Jeremy's trying to do a time balance where he needs the books to be written and then get all the royalties or the contracts or whatever, however they make money. And then after that, he'll pull the plug on Verity because as the widow, he'll be entitled to like all her fortune or something. Maybe that's why she's still.
But it's weird because she's not like on life support. That's so functional.
That's the thing too, because they're making it seem to the public that she's able to speak and she's ecstatic to, have Laura work with her. But like, that's not it.
Right.
I feel like we're missing
a piece.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
I think Go ahead, Julie.
I just feel like it's gonna be a cliffhanger till the end.
For sure.
Keep getting annoyed, or maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's intentional, but like Lowen keeps noticing that all these things are creepy, all these things are wrong, all these things are strange, and then she just like moves on
Yeah.
and stays. And
Yeah.
it's like, I'm gonna go read the manuscript.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's
Blinded
why
with the fish.
I'm just like, I feel like there's a big twist coming because Verity is being positioned as completely evil. Jeremy is being positioned as completely good. Lowen is just, she doesn't, like, she's just going along, like, oh, it'll be fine. Like, I feel like, well, at least I hope, and I'm sure there is, like, I'm sure that there's some more layers there. And yeah, because I don't know that, like, Lowen just keeps like making excuses. I don't know, because she really thinks Jeremy's hot, I guess.
Yeah.
But, girl, get out of there. What are you
Mhm.
doing?
Mm-hmm. And I feel like every time she does get creeped out of something, it seems like she seems motivated to get out. She's like, oh, it's my time to get out. And then she just doesn't. But I don't know. I think it's the writing of like the manuscript that's keeping her there because she just wants to get more. And I think she's becoming,
Curious.
yeah. And I feel like maybe she, in a way, seeing a potential of being with, because she's over here like, oh, he's gonna kiss me. Oh, like Jeremy, no, not Jeremy. Crew came in and he like interrupted, and I'm like, oh my God, like you're really trying to make this happen. So I feel like because she has that in her head, she's not gonna leave. She's staying, and she's like, I'm gonna see if this is gonna work out or not, which doesn't make sense. Like, everything seems bad, and she doesn't care.
Curiosity killed a cat. That's all I'm going to say.
She could still be grieving from her mom too, like, and didn't process that yet. And like the void of her mom is gone, so let's fill it with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Although it didn't sound like she liked her mom all that much.
That too.
Still her mother.
Yeah.
And then Verity didn't like her mom either.
No, you're right.
She has some very strong opinions about moms.
I worry she's going to get stuck there, and the house itself is kind of secluded too. It kind of reminds me of The Shining, where they were so far out that, it was very difficult for people to come help them. Although in this case, they're not as far as that one, but it's kind of reminding me like of those vibes, like, oh, someone's personality might change or something might show up that wasn't really there, like ghost-like things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. We haven't thought about like a paranormal kind of thing.
And I did get a few of those glances, and I was thinking of like Mexican Gothic, like the house. But then I'm like, I don't know. I think that's a little too much.
And it's just weird there. It's like they hardly use technology. So it's weird to think of some, I don't know, like alien kind of thing. But I don't know why. I feel like they're very unplugged, like hardly on technology. So I don't know why I think
Verity can't call, so that Verity can't contact anyone to tell them that she's being held in prison.
True, it's not. It's pretty modern. They're mentioning Target, but you're right. I feel like them having money. It seems like they'd be high tech, but you're right. They don't mention that.
They're very private.
I'm like, why aren't they watching TV all the time? I guess she has the TV in her room though.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
You know,
weird.
Jeremy just has to keep working and being all sweaty. And, you know,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so attractive that he's always working.
taking that thing apart.
oh, that part was funny. It was like gross, and she's like, I don't think it's gross. I'm like, really? Why?
That was
Okay,
very
girl.
dramatic. It made me laugh too.
He's thirsty.
Yeah.
Is he tearing apart a deck?
I think
Or is
so.
it a dog?
A dog? I wonder if it had anything to do with the drowning.
Mm.
Because he kept mentioning it
Mm-hmm.
times. One, because he was working on it and he had a shirt off. And then I just think if they keep mentioning it, it must mean something.
Yeah, 'cause it's like all he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like every day he's out there working.
While Kuro's on his iPad.
Oh, that they do mention, you're right. He is always on his iPad. I also thought it was gonna go crazy when Crew found the turtle. And like even Loan mentioned it, she's like, I thought he murdered the turtle. And I was like, ooh, here we go. Another person. I was like, oh my god, everyone here is just insane. But it didn't happen. At least they're making us believe it didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
I'm very curious. I think I'm gonna read the next part like tomorrow, so I could already know what happened.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say right now.
No, I have to go to sleep early today, but otherwise I would. I feel like Crew's gonna have a role to play too. Like something's gonna happen with him, and then things will get more intense because when the kids are involved, it's always more dramatic.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
in that aspect,
something's
it's giving me the Shining vibes.
Mm-hmm. I wonder too if the nurses will spill like more chisme or something to Lowen, because it seemed that the older one was starting to make friends with her a little bit more as the book went on.
Mm-hmm. Do you think the rest of the book will actually be too scary to read at night?
I hope so.
Who said I hope so? Someone said I hope
I
so.
was just kidding.
Crystal.
Yeah, right.
Because I haven't been reading at night for that reason, but so far it hasn't been, crazy. So I'm like,
I know.
the way a lot of descriptions had it online and all that stuff, I'm like, thriller, but it doesn't seem to be the type that, I'm going to have nightmares.
Right.
I mean, it is a bit twisted and kind of sad, but I don't know, at least for me. But I mean, I guess maybe it could turn around and something bad can happen. I don't know.
If anything, just start reading a little bit at a time, because while I was gone in Mexico, Rico decided he wanted to read one of my books, and I'm like, oh yeah, pick any book from the shelf. And then I said, but tell me which one, so I could, know which one he was reading in case I've read it.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I'm gonna pick The Institute by Stephen King. That's one of my newer books I haven't read yet. And I was like, okay, cool, haven't read it, but enjoy it. And I have read scary books and seen scary stuff since I was little, so I think I can read them at night, and I'm usually okay. Every so often, like maybe I'll have a dream, but I think it's all right. But Rico texted me a few days later, and he's like, I had a nightmare. And I'm like, don't read it all night.
No.
You read it during the daytime when there's light, and like a long time before you go to sleep then. I think I just depend.
Yeah, maybe it'll be more like The Gone Girl, where it's like, oh my god, it's so messed up, just so messed. More than like that. It wasn't like that scary.
An actual horror, yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling Judith, I was telling some of the other book club members that the audiobook they have a different reader for Verity's chapters. And
Oh.
she is like a lot more like intense than the Lowen chapters. It's like a totally different actress. And it's kind of interesting because the Lowen girl is kind of like a little bit more low key. And then the Verity chapters are like,
oh,
like she's really dramatic.
oh wow.
But it works, you know, it works.
Yeah.
Verity's so messed up.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're able to differentiate between them. Maybe I should take a listen.
Yeah.
Do they make her seem like she's the main person that's deceiving everyone? That she's evil with that kind of voice?
I mean, she sounds more just like she's really intense and very like determined, you know, like he was mine.
Oh,
like nothing, like they're doing a good job. No, they don't sound like excessive or anything, but just she's very intense. The author that's or the writer that or the actress that's doing Verity, she just sounds real intense.
Like they got everything right, the tone. And, wow.
Yeah.
I should listen. Is it through Audible?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll listen to some. Ooh. The next section will be chapter 12 to chapter 18. So don't read chapter 19.
Got it.
So is that page 242?
So it's 242.
Okay, perfect.
164 to 242.
Oh, I can't wait. Short. I'm so scared. I know this
Do we need
hard.
our recommendations for next week? Do we need our recs for next week?
I think so. Since it is our third meeting. Yeah. Our book of recommendations.
Time flies. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I feel like our sections are pretty short. But I feel like the weeks are also going by pretty quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what's next.
Me too.
Me too, but scared.
Do you think someone will die overall?
Oh yeah.
Who?
Oh yeah.
I don't know yet. The nurse.
I can't predict that. Maybe a nurse.
Oh, kill her off.
I'm worried about Crew.
I was just gonna,
that knife.
Oh, I think he could definitely take care of himself. I feel like he's low-key kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder if Lowen will die.
That'd be a big twist.
I think Corey will die. That
The
agent?
agent boyfriend, ex-boyfriend dude.
He's like a secondary, like who cares what happens?
That's what you're like, we're picking that one.
I was thinking though, like no one knows where she is, right? Like he emailed her. Yeah, he emailed her the address, so like Corey doesn't even know, right? Like the exact address.
I also thought it was funny that she looked up the house and like knew exactly what it looked like in all the rooms, because I've done that before.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. To like research them all.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe in the last section someone will die. I don't think it's in the next one. I think in the end when they're like trying to close it off.
Yeah. All gonna unravel at the end.
Did you notice that with the subsequent So Be It chapters that there's like gaps? Like, so it's like chapter 6, then it's chapter 9, and it's chapter 13. So it's like maybe she's like, this is too scary. I'm skipping ahead. I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe Jeremy took them, like someone said.
Or they're missing.
Ooh.
Huh.
Sorry, hopefully that's not a spoiler. I just noticed that.
No, yeah. I was like, they have been
Curious.
in order, but yeah, you're right. The following ones are not.
Intriguing.
Oh, it just went from 9 to 13. Yeah.
Hmm.
Or maybe she's only looking for the ones where they're talking about sex.
Yeah. She was saying.
She did mention at the end, she's like, I just want to see, and I'm just like, oh my God, girl. Oh my God. This is not what you're here for.
Yeah. She's getting distracted from her job task.
It's here. Why not? Let's go. Oh, Lord.
Because at one point she kind of says, "Oh, I have to know to like know her headspace for the book writing or something," right?
No, it's for her
For,
own
like,
personal.
For your own purposes.
Oh man.
I mean, she said it had been a while for him. I wonder if it's been a while for her.
Probably. Well, right?
Because
Because
the last time was her ex-boyfriend, right? The guy.
was Corey.
Yeah.
And I feel like that had been a while because then
Yeah.
he got a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still trying to get at it though. And then she's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you next weekend. Bring your book, whatever genre you want, and then we'll give a little intro and vote on here.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies. It was nice to see everyone again.
Yeah, glad to have you back, Corina.
Have a good week.
Yeah.
Have a good
Have a
night.
good week.
And a great week.
good night.
Bye.
Bye.